today I'm going to present a very unique, small but very unique project, which is an AUM sculpture, which was installed at Kedarnath. Considering the theme of this overall steel construction summit, that is, transforming infrastructure with steel. As a firm, we had done projects like, Kevadia railway station, where we had used steel of around 500 metric ton. We have worked on projects like Bird Aviary at Sayaji Bagh, Vadodara, which is a very sleek and wonderful steel structure. Using steel in a refurbishment project of an existing RCC building, National Rail and Transportation Institute, wherein we use steel to make things, expedite the overall project and concept. And then there are projects of these type which are small in nature, but being a sculpture design, we have to look into this overall project from an artist perspective. So this is the AUM sculpture which is installed at Kedarnath, and this is part of a project called Master Plan of Reconstruction, Master Plan for Reconstruction and Restoration, at Kedarnath town at Kedarnath. The main architect of this project is INI Design Studio, and this is the overall master plan. And as you can see that this is the arrival plaza, this circle. So the overall planning is done in such a manner that the sculpture is placed over here at arrival plaza, and exactly behind that there is a temple. So the whole idea of putting this sculpture was, when people go over there, they are so excited when they reach this part, and they will see the temple and they will like say Baba Baba और ऐसे करके चले जाएंगे. And in that energy, they sometimes feel that this is like at this high altitude and they need to relax a bit. So keeping overall scenario in mind, there was this idea of putting across this AUM sculpture, so that people can have a breather, they can look, they can click photos around, and then they will reach to the temple. So overall, this term AUM is very powerful and sacred in terms of Hindu religion. It is like the term is so ultimate, it is so powerful that it is called Parabrahman, and the consciousness is like Paramatma. It makes you feel, it connects with your Atma. And Om Namah Shivaya is one of the most powerful Sanskrit sentence that everyone of us know about. A little bit about the how this symbol, what this symbol means. So this part is the A part, this is the U part, and this is the Ma part. So this is how it becomes Om. And this Bindu and Chandra, they are basically the silent sound after we narrate the term Om. So this is the conceptual picture showing the view of the AUM sculpture. Behind that there is a temple at the Arrival Plaza, and this is a night view of same. Again, this is a conceptual model. About this sculpture, this is like a 5 meter by 5 meter, 15 feet by 15 feet size of sculpture, and its width is around 2 feet, 0.6 meter. So as every project has villain, we had many of them, and those challenges, that's why this oral presentation is all about the challenges. And the nature of our challenges were like Dashavtar, like Ravan. And so these challenges were, first and the foremost is the artist design. So although our firm was involved in structure design of the overall aspect, but I will try to capture overall, design scenarios and challenges, wherein it starts from artist design, then definitely structure design, time frame, as it was quite critical, fabrication, transportation, site location, installation, illumination, atmosphere, and at last the finishing part. I'll quickly go through each and every challenge. So as you can see, in middle, this is how generally Om is written as a symbol, we all know. But to get correctly into the design perspective, to make it stand, we want, there was a need to tweak the overall symbol design. The conceptual design that was presented was this one, but the final design is this. Now, what changes we made in this, the artistic point of view, the design is, if you see the overall base that we got was only this much. So this was the center line of the overall, the base or the forces that needs to be done. But actually, because of this cantilever, the centroid was a bit shifted. So to manage overall sculpture, first and the foremost thing is that to how to combine this Chandra and Bindu. So we combined the Chandra and Bindu. Then to have the U part, we squeezed it a little bit, and then we tried to support this U on the A part. So that was the overall phenomena discussion with the artist, and then decided upon this particular final version of this Om that we are going to design. Now next challenge which the artist faced was that what material we'll use for putting across this overall sculpture. So there was the advisory where they wanted to have the brass cladding so that it looks golden and it should look wonderful. So for that, the facade, the skin was of brass, but overall the internal structural system was made with stainless steel SS304. So minimum 8 mm stainless steel thickness was considered, and brass was about 5 mm. In terms of structure design, performing structural calculation for this shape, creating analytical model for software simulation, interpreting the results and assembly of its junction, forming structural system to complement ease and fabrication of transportation, these were like challenges. If you see this is a mock-up acrylic model, and you can see there is a crack over here and crack over here. So during when we made this mock-up model, we realized that this cantilever portion is going to be the toughest part. If you see this Om, the Andakar, the outer part is still supported over here and over here, but the inside was the most challenging part, because that was like hanging. So for the structural system, we worked on two system to think about. First option was that we'll have a SS frame, internal SS frame, which will be cladded like this with the brass frame. And second option was that let's have this particular 4 plates as the main frame, and we'll have this lateral fins. We call it fins to make it easy for understanding. So it is more like a male-female sort of junction, and I think after many discussion with the artist and considering the experience of handling with the steel structure, we decided that this is going to be a better way of performing, cutting, assembling and overall structure integrity. This is going to be a better option in terms of making this possible. So this was selected, and based on that we created a Revit BIM model to understand that how at what center to center this fins will be placed. And you can see that this is the SS main ribs. So this within this 600 mm there will be 4 such main ribs which will be supported with SS fins and its base. This is a mock-up model of actual size in MDF that we created, and you'll be, I mean, we were also surprised that when we did all this thing and when we started the assembly, it was done just within 12 hours. So that gave us a lot of confidence that, okay, this is going to be good going in terms of reducing our time. Third challenge was time frame. As we all know that time frame is something which we all always negotiate with. So we first met for this particular project on 22nd December 2022. Sculpture installation at that time was planned on 15th March before the kapat gets started open. Total time frame was somewhere around 84 days. Fabrication time required, when I asked the team that what timeline you have set for this, because I entered at the later part, so they said that we believe that 84 days is something that we require, and the fabrication time at site was 20 days, transportation time that they required was 20 days. Proof checking was also one important part of this project, wherein we have to submit all those things. That will take around 15 days, but that's a simultaneous activity. So actually there was no time available in terms of design, the thought process, and so we consulted with the team that let's do one thing, let's consider that instead of 84 days of fabrication, we'll work day and night and we'll try to squeeze it, and that is how we got time for design. Now, coming back to the challenge of fabrication, you can see that there are these parts wherein this AUM sculpture was decided. It was also a very thoughtful process that how it will join, where the artist can do his buffing, his machining, his joinery at site. So there were a lot of discussion going on, but the most important part is, which I will cover in the transportation challenge, is the weight of each part. There was a capping that somewhere around 250. So the challenge that I will discuss in transportation is separately, but this is how the weightage of each part is there. There is a small mock-up model which was created so that to understand that what will be the finishing aspects that will be required during this overall process. So before starting on to all the fabrication work, this was also started by the team. These are individual part fabrication pictures at how this is a Chandra, this is the Chandra, this is a Bindu, and this I think the Andakar part, the U part. This overall actual once the structural framing was done, it was kept on floor, and we were discussing that where actually there will be issues. There is the artist Ved Gupta, who was leading the overall sculpture design in terms of the artist view. This is like when we are creating all these things, this is not a textbook stuff, so we have to raise it, see how it is behaving in the workshop. But later on, and this is not even 100% joined, I mean the joineries were just bolted. So if you see, there is a pipe which is kept over here so that it does not bend, and it helps in terms of getting the correct idea about the behavior. So transportation and logistic, as I was telling, that the capping was 250 kg, and it was when we are talking about transporting it in February and March, there will be a lot of snow, and it needs to be it cannot go through helicopter. Helicopter logistics were like out of picture at that point of time. So it was going to be the porters who are going to carry this overall. So 8 or 10 people can carry only 200 kg, and it's like a 16-kilometer walk, and in such wooden boxes it's very difficult. So luckily for us, this time the snow was overall extended till April, and I think end of April or May first week. So we got good time, and then there were we also explored that there is terrain tractors available. So the heavier part were taken through that. Again, next challenge is site location. As we all know that Kedarnath is situated at such an altitude. In terms of location, the logistic part was the most difficult one. I mean, you'll not get a three-phase connection. I mean, there will be chances of, light fluctuation, supply fluctuation. They were not getting, I mean, in the workshop, you get a very controlled system of crane which will pick and, drop everything. There they were having only 2 hydras for the overall construction activity of only 6-ton capacity. This overall sculpture is a 5-ton capacity. So it was very difficult to handle it with a 6-ton capacity hydra. Can you play the video? So I'll just keep on. So if you see, and the most important part is that they can only manage 3 to 4 hours a day working on particular this space bar. And if you see, they are working so minutely on the joinery. The guy at the rear side is working on the buffing part or the finishing part, and all this over there, under the snow and in tough condition with winter gears and all those things. Again, please play the video. So the overall stay of this team was around 50 days, but they got this tent and everything after I think 40 days. Till that point of time they were working, in open. Whenever there was a snowfall or rain, they used to again go back to the tent. So working in this condition was very difficult, for this team. So installation is something, we can plan everything in area where you get all the safety and proper equipments, but over here, as I said, with only a single hydra, that was something very challenging. Now if you see, this is the first picture. You will see that this AUM was like after we did the brass cladding and assembly, we wanted to see that what is the behavior, and this is what actually it is standing at site. If you see this particular inner circle,
last 1 minute,
it is tilted towards the so it was like full on deflection, and at that time every one of us were like how to take care of this. So we decided that let's have a little bit of camber and we'll take care with some modifications in the joinery, and I think we were able to manage that. There is a joinery part in the workshop without full welding. Illumination, this needed to be illuminated, and after this is like overall the sculpture is assembled to insert light, that is like 5 meter Surya IP68 light. That was again one of the very tricky thing. I mean, the light man has to like push and pull through this in the curvature. Then once the 5 meter light is gone, another they need to attach another light, and so this was quite a bit of difficult task in terms of each and every aspect was a project in itself. There is a night view. It's not a good picture clear, but yeah, that shows. And this is how we tested it in workshop. So if you see these fins, these are the fins, and if you see this small slot, that is what it was for 2 or 3 IP68 lights. As we all know, the atmosphere over here, this was like working at high altitude, managing welding in snow. As I said, the facilities of having the covered area was available later on, and working with winter gears. And when I asked that what was the temperature over there while you were working, it was somewhere around minus 11 degree, and at the maximum was 1 degree during daytime. So that was the level of challenge in terms of executing this. And they all went over there when the kapat was open, the temple got open. So working within when there were many people around, again that was a safety issue. Finishing, to get the finish of that level to look like an artist, from an artist's perspective, that was again a very challenging thing. It was required to have a continuous buffing, constant buffing once it was assembled. the OM has to be kept on ground. Then you will do welding at one end, then you have to reverse it back, again welding at another end, then again you have to put it vertical and then do the finishing part. So that was very tricky and interesting part. Almost 75 meters running meter of buffing was done around the surface, and the lacquer finish was used S6400 by Exilta. That is a very special finish, so that brass has its own peculiar characteristic that after 24 hours, if it's in moist condition, it will start turning black or reddish. So to ensure that the tone of the overall sculpture remains as it is, this lacquer finish was done. We also got the information that warping of plate or out of plane, because it was not fully welded with each and every fins. So to manage all these things, because client wanted that it has to look as smooth as it can be, and to achieve that, it was like the artist team and whosoever were involved, it was a wonderful job. You can see that there is a 3D view video of the overall installed sculpture, and you can see that there is still the rod over there of the internal andakar. Okay, so the team involved, the client, Mr. Sachin Kaluskar of Infine Art LLP, Mr. Ved Gupta, who is the main artist behind the overall, the sculpture design, Mr. Jitendra Solanki, who is again an artist and part of this overall project. KCM Technologies, they were the fabricators for this project, and the experience and facility were good enough to give us, to get, it's all about a good confidence on such projects, and it is only possible with good team. My team at Safe Consultants, the designers, the beam modeler, the CAD people, it's although they are young, but to get involved in this project in such a manner that to get the finish, we have to eliminate error up to even 1 mm in this particular project. Generally it's about 5 to 10 mm, it's fine, but in this particular project it was 1 mm was the benchmark. This overall team, in terms of human perspective, this is the height of the overall sculpture. So it was possible with steel and in a different manner, in a different aspect, but we are very happy to achieve that. Thank you very much.